Or worse, your child's report card can define their success in school and beyond, and that makes a pandemic-related trend even more concerning.
Tonight, News 3 Now Investigates is looking at falling GPAs that aren't unique to any one local district. As Naomi Coles shows us, younger and older students alike are hoping to simply get through this past school year as best as they can.
Halcos' three sons spent a lot of their school year
Monster has come over to play
right here at home.
Grant is a very social kid. You know, socially, emotionally, he definitely suffered. You know, behavior was kind of all over the place. There were days that he would, cry because he just was so bored.
It was Grant's social development more than his grades that suffered. But for his twin younger brothers, Alex and Ben, virtual 4K went well for a week. Except
they had no interest in building any sort of a relationship with peers or teachers via Zoom.
Their need for speech services was what set them back the most.
As 4-year-olds, they just wanted nothing to do with it. It was like pulling teeth every day.
Living in the Middleton Cross Plains School District, theirs was one of the 5 largest school districts in our area that we asked for information about academic performance during the pandemic. We did that back in April. All but Sun Prairie got back to us. None but Janesville agreed to an interview.
This year we've been open the whole year.
Most of Janesville students have been in person this school year. But for the districts that got us the information, whether in person or virtual, grades are down and the number of failed classes is up.
Virtual work is a really good fit for some kids. But not all kids.
More than a quarter of the district's high school students failed at least one class in the fall semester. Juniors struggled the most. 1 in 3 got at least one F.
That's always a concern. Those numbers are up a little bit, from, pre-pandemic, certainly.
Across the board, GPAs fell too. The high school average dropped from 2.6 to 2.4. Janesville is not alone. Beloit's GPA fell from over 2.0 to 1.5. Madison schools were mostly virtual until recently and are a bit more complicated. Their apparent GPA increased to 3 from 2.8, but the district also shifted to a pass-fail format, and some classes aren't factored in yet. However, a fifth of their high school students failed at least one class in the fall semester. The number of high school students failing at least one class more than doubled from the last school year in Middleton, which also saw an increase in middle school students at least partially failing one class. A spokesperson said summer school is one way they'll rebuild. Janesville plans to recoup through summer school and also using federal COVID relief money to help with long-term programming solutions.
We're really prioritizing intervention programming and remediation programming and making sure that we have high-quality instructional resources in the hands of our kids.
Average attendance stayed fairly strong, 90% or higher in both Janesville and Madison. Beloit hovered at about 80%. Ultimately, recovering from learning loss going forward will take some time.
They're getting what they can online.
Online, I'll be sharing more details we got from districts about other things like attendance and absenteeism. You can check through the stats for those school districts at channel3000.com. For News 3 Now Investigates, I'm Naomi Coles.
We've also covered changes to enrollment related to the pandemic, and tomorrow we'll focus on solutions for students and families moving forward.